Thanks for tuning in to the Jim Jackson Show. Make sure you follow us on all our socials. You know, chemistry is everything. On the court, you see it. With teams like the Nuggets, 5 guys are moving as one. Jokic is dropping dimes. It's a thing of beauty. But there's another kind of chemistry. The chemistry between a comedian and an audience. It's electric, but it's unpredictable. And it takes a master to control it. My guest today is one of those masters. From writing for legends to becoming a legend himself, he's seen it all, and he's turned it all into pure comedy gold. Coming to you from the great city of Chicago, of course, Chi-Town in the house, to my building, to this building, my man Deon Cole.
Yes.
What's up, brother?
Oh, man, this is great. Thank you
no,
so
come on,
much.
man. We've been talking about this for a minute, man.
Wow, right, Jay?
But you've been out there shooting them Old Spice commercials, so I couldn't tie you down, man. You know, making that Old Spice.
Getting it going, baby. Gotta get it going, man. Shout out to Old Spice.
Old Spice, man. Hey, man, listen, man, I played in the league 14 years, and it's a certain work ethic. You know sports.
Mm-hmm.
What you do behind the scenes, people don't know about.
Yeah.
You know, you see it kind of matriculate and form while you're on the court. Mm-hmm. But you have a philosophy too. Work hard, but you want to be original, authentic, and don't repeat or replicate jokes. Mm-hmm. Where does that come from? Did somebody teach you that? Or did you just kind of learn that on your own?
Yeah, I mean, from the greats, man, just coming up. That's what it always was about. It was always about being original, being different, making your own way, you know. And by it being that way, it led for a lot more people to be number one, if that makes sense. It was a lot more number ones when everybody was original.
Right.
Because
now, what's original? Like, what does that mean?
That means like no one can be like you. You know what I mean? It you in the lane of your own. You know what I mean? Like you have Dick Gregory and Richard Pryor and Red Fox and Miles Mabley, and everybody was number one. Everybody was doing their thing because they were all unique and different in their own way. You know what I mean? And so everybody can get it. That's the same thing with acting or music. Like I remember back in the 80s, everybody had their own style. Or early 90s, everybody had their own style. So it was a bunch of number ones. You know what I mean? Because everybody like this for this reason, like this for this reason, like this. But then when everybody starts sounding alike and doing the same things or whatever, then it was only a number one. It was just number one. It was like, that's it. Like, because it was the best out of the same, if that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Only the best out of the same rises to number one when it should be several number ones, you know, close to number ones.
I get that because like in basketball, in sports, they always talk about that sports, like teams is a copycat league. Everybody wanted to play like Golden State. Everybody wanted to play like the Lakers, but you couldn't. The beauty about the game is if you have like a team like Golden State that plays one way, Milwaukee plays another way, they won it. Denver plays a different way, Boston, and OKC. Now you got variety. You got something you can choose from, and everything is just not cookie cutter. And you were talking about the legends, which I thought was interesting because you was on BET talking about Kai Cenat and not knowing about the legend, about not understanding. Very similar in the NBA and sports when the young guys come in, and I got love for them.
Yeah.
But a lot of them kind of don't know the history of it. And I know that's very important to you, not just about your career, but the history of those who came before it. So why is that important?
It's very important because, I mean, and I don't want to keep sounding like some get off my lawn. I don't want to be that guy because I like all these young people that's breaking ceilings and doing what they doing. I like everybody, all the great streamers, everybody. I love everybody, you know what I mean? But corrective criticism ain't hate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you can't give nobody corrective criticism without them considering it hate. And it's like that ain't hate. That's corrective criticism. I'm not saying I hate you or nothing. I actually love everything that you do. Like I think it's dope. But if I'm going, hey, there's people who have 50, 60-year careers and put all their blood, sweat, and tears in order for you to pave the way that you paving, is I just think that, you know, acknowledgement is good. Not saying that they don't. I'm just saying it's just, in certain situations, because you ain't got to know nobody, you know what I'm saying, in this world. But I just feel as though that in certain situations, you should know people and give them, love and admiration for what they've done. You know what I mean? Because it keeps going. Because a lot of this young generation, they don't even want to pass the history along. History is fading. Don't nobody even want to talk about history too much if you really think about it. You know what I mean? So we just got to preserve all our OGs, wrap them up in bubble wrap. You know what I mean? I talk about Stevie Wonder all the time, but Stevie's a legend. We got to wrap him in bubble wrap. You know what I mean? We ain't got a lot of these musicians left. Shout out to Robert Glasper. That's
doing it.
Always
pays homage.
Always, man. He always pays homage. He's great. He's a musician. He goes by the book, and he's relevant more than ever. You know what I mean? So it's just paying homage to people. It don't take long to do that. You know what I mean? And so by me saying that, it don't mean I hate you or nothing like that. I actually love you. I love everybody. You know what I mean? And so I just want to try to give them a good guidance as an OG.
So let me ask you this, and this, the message could be correct, but sometimes people look at the messengers or how it was said. You think that had anything to do with it?
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely think that they feel like it has something to do with it or whatever, but it doesn't. It's a simple gesture. Sometimes ordering a salad with nothing on it is difficult to some people. So go order a Caesar salad and tell them I just want salad. They gonna be like, what?
Yeah.
You want no cheese? You want no croutons? Right. They gonna be like, huh? They gonna look at you like you wrong, or that you ill. They gonna be like, it's not a Caesar salad. Be like, well, yeah, it is. That's the only salad you got. So give me the Caesar, but I don't want no cheese and croutons.
Right.
They might look at you weird for ordering it like that, but still, in all, it's simplified to how you want it. You know what I mean? And that's how this is to me. It's like it's simple mathematics. It's just like, man, if you're in a situation where somebody, hire you to show love to people, then show love to everybody.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so it was no harm or nothing. And there was a bunch of
what was the backlash you got from that?
Oh, dog, I had so many YNs hit
Did
me.
you?
Yeah, they've been in my DMs going.
Okay, give me an example.
One dude is like, don't nobody want to know your old ass.
Yeah, they always go to the old ass, right? And whenever you say something, they always go.
They always like, don't nobody want to know your old ass or whatever. And I was like, really? Are you serious?
Did we used to do that?
Yeah, yo.
Think about it. Come on. When we was young,
maybe we did.
Looking at where we're at now, but go back to when we was younger, and the old head was trying to tell us something.
Yo, you was a knucklehead like all the time. And
so do they get a pass though?
No, I just said I love them all. Okay. Like I just gave corrective criticism. You either take it or you don't. And that's it. But I give them all a pass. I love them all. I love all of them dudes, man. I'm not that get off my lawn dude. It's just corrective criticism. So yeah, I get it. Everything going cycles. I was a knucklehead when I was younger, and you'll learn as you get older. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was so many YNs in my DMs, dog. I was like this, yo. You know what? I almost started. I was about to be like, do you YNs really want it with us old heads?
Right.
Yeah, do y'all want to fight? Like, do you know how many old heads I call up?
Man.
We can meet in the parking lot. You'd be the young YNs against the OGs. Let's go.
See,
but it's all love.
It's all love. But it's interesting. The more technology we've gotten, more information we got, and it seems we got further away from, like you said, history, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know how do you preserve it? Like in sports, because you have the Hall of Fame and you have different classics, but and I can't fault the young player all the way because they only know what's in front of them.
Exactly.
You know how they play. The big thing is we shoot too many threes and not this. I'm like, well, listen, you got to understand that's how they've been taught to play since they've been young.
Right.
They don't know about the 80s and 90s and really know how to. So I can't expect them to, one, play like that.
Yeah.
Two, and understand it because what they see and how they play every day is not that. But I would like them to understand and respect and know the history and why these multi-million-dollar contracts you getting is because a lot of people sacrificed before you.
Yeah, and it'd be great for them to pay homage to them as well, right? I mean, the work that you all put in, the files, the broken ankles, all the physicals abuse that you went through to make it more comfortable for them. You know what I mean? It's like, and then the players before you, they came before you. Yep. You know, I just be wanting people to understand that, you know, we ain't in our 50s for no reason. just know that. Just know that where I am or where you are is where they want to be. You want to be there. You want to be there. You want
longevity.
You want longevity. You want to be where we at. It's not just a young thing. You want to listen. You want to listen to, you know, what we went through and what we did in order for you to not go through that. You know what I mean? And so, but again, they ain't gonna really listen like that. You know what I mean?
It's interesting. It's some because I tell a young guy.
Sometimes, not all of them.
When I came in the league, we were still flying commercial. Okay, commercial flight. That means if you had a back-to-back, bro, you get up, you go take the first flight out, take your bag, put it on the bus, wait for it. Okay, when you get into the city, right by the conveyor belt, carry it, and then you probably go to shoot around.
Dang.
And the players before us, before the planes, they were riding buses.
Yeah,
think about that. Before the plane stuff, they were
crazy.
riding buses. So I think because my era was so close to that dynamic, I understood it.
Yeah.
The young guys now, they're so far removed from us taking commercial flights and staying at these different not having practice facilities. They don't know. Colleges right now got better facilities.
Yeah,
bro.
that's crazy. They got their names on their jerseys.
Bro, I mean, and they're getting paid, and I'm not mad.
Paid now.
Bro,
It's crazy.
It's guys in college right now. I was reading one kid, not young man, making $4 or $5 million a year. It's a young man out of BYU.
What?
AJ DeBonce. I think he's making $8 or $9 million a year.
Is it
In college,
school
NIL,
or
name,
endorsements?
image, and likeness. Basically, name, image, and likeness. Like the school now can only pay an athlete or athletes so much money. What they make out of that, like endorsements and stuff, is what they can make, which I ain't mad at.
Right.
You know, make it while you can. There's a lot of young men and women that will stay in college knowing that that's their highest earning potential.
Really?
You know, yeah.
Are you
They'll
serious?
stay a fifth year if they can, because they'll make more money probably on that NIL deal than trying to play overseas or go to the G League. Yeah.
I never even thought of that like that.
Mm-hmm.
So just fail your
No,
test.
what they're doing, graduate early, have another year eligibility, and play another year, depending on their circumstance. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Dang, I thought that they had to fail their
No,
classes
you
in order
can
to
come
stay
back as a
another year.
graduate and play. No, that's if it's extended, because there's some circumstance. Like during COVID, you had an extra COVID year. You had all this other stuff, so it got extended. But that's what I'm saying with regards to like young people, and I see it all the time. But it is a microcosm of society. I don't care if it's comedy, if it's acting, if it's music, hip hop.
Yeah,
you know, I know you hip hop head. You know, and we talk about this all the time. Like the best era of hip hop is when.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on.
It depends on what era you in, but me personally, I think like the 90s, the mid 90s was when it was like, that's when it was, people was making money.
Yeah.
The craft was better. People was flowing like never before.
You had different styles. You had all different styles in the 90s.
So many different styles.
Yeah, so many different styles.
Yeah, the 80s was more influential.
Yes.
But the
big
90s
political.
was, yeah. The 90s is more like, that's what it was. But, everybody gave homage. You know what I mean? Like, that's what, it's always good to give homage to people that came before you. I remember when Nas came out. When Nas' first album, Illmatic, when he was like, the fiend of hip hop has got me stuck like a crack pipe. Talking about Rakim, Eric B. Yeah, right. He talking about giving them love. Like that, and it's just, when you see that, it just makes you feel so good to see somebody do that. And, nowadays, it's just more, a lot of people like, I did this on my own.
Yeah.
And that's the weird part right now, because you really can't knock these young cats because they really did do it on their own, because we didn't know nothing about streaming and
putting up content and doing all that stuff.
This.
Yeah.
So we didn't give you no what you should do. You know what I mean?
True.
So when they do get it on their own, they feel like, you can't tell me nothing. What you gonna tell me? I made this on my own. Like, go sit down somewhere. This ain't even your field. And it's like, I go sit. I go sit down. Like,
You know what? It's interesting you say that, because it's a good transition. Because, like, in comedy, and I know you said this about being a comedian, streaming comedian is a lot different than being on stage and actually performing.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
That audience. You can't cheat the audience. I don't care what you do online. When you get in front of that audience, and I don't care how famous you are. I just seen the most famous people in the world not do good in front of that audience.
Got an example?
The audience give you a 5-minute grace period.
Okay.
At the top. Famous, you famous, bring it. And if you don't bring it after that, then I'm seeing a lot of people, man. I remember one time, it was this actor dude, man. I think he's a great actor, like, for real. Man, his name Orlando Jones. I think he used to be the 7-Up guy.
7-Up guy. Yeah.
I saw him in Atlanta one time, right?
I didn't know he was a comedian.
Me neither.
Did you just go to the show and he just showed up?
I was in Atlanta and he was performing. I was like, and I said, man, let me go check him out, because I was curious. And he went on. He did his thing.
Right.
But that audience, Jack, is just. I mean, he was cool, but it was just. You know, it's that thing where it's like, yeah, you funny and you good or whatever, you know, to a certain group of people, but you can't go. LA is deceitful. The shows you do out here, everybody's very nice. They very polite. Certain things you can't talk about. You go to Memphis with that same act, they gonna be hitting you in the head with barbecue. They gonna be like, "Hey man, come on, man!
I ain't come here to pay my money for this.
I ain't got this babysitter. I got this outfit. Come on, man! The complaint, like, yo, you got to come with it." So therefore, you have to trust. You have to trust that audience. The audience ain't there to play with you. You know what I mean? Like I said, shout out to Orlando, great actor. I love the guy, and he was, like I said, he was doing his thing, but it just wasn't like sometimes
so you can be naturally funny, but that doesn't translate to being a great comedian.
Right. You can be naturally funny, but that stage, that audience and that stage is a different thing. It's a lot of content creators that are famous for something that they did online, and they get in front of that audience and they have a catchphrase, and they do that catchphrase. After you do that catchphrase, you still got 55 minutes
to go. To keep the audience. How hard is that to keep? But you had to learn that from somewhere, bro. You didn't come in the game and already knew all of this stuff, like how to engage your audience, how to fundamentally write the jokes, how to set up the jokes.
Yeah, it came from bombing. It came from going on stage bombing, and every time something didn't work, I went, noted, and I'm not gonna do that again. Or I know how to get out of that. Or I'll be like, how can I get out of that? What's a way to get out of that? You know, and I try to figure it out. Like, man, if I ever get caught in that situation again, how am I going to get out of that? And so it take practice, man. I remember DL told me this one time, man. I remember meeting DL Hughley when I was 6 years in doing comedy, right? And I told him that. I was like, man. He said, how long you been doing comedy? I said, 6 years. He was like, talk to me when you at 12.
Really?
And I was like this, what? Looking at him like, what? But I understood. After 12 years, I was like, that's when I was like, I know how to write a joke now. But it took 12 years for me to go, even though I was doing stuff and killing, doing my thing or whatever. But the art of that, to know and to trust your instinct and to know exactly how to write a joke and write it not just for myself. When I was writing for other people, know how to write for other people as well. You know, it took practice, and I understood exactly what the shout out to the you know. So yeah, it take practice. Everything take practice, and it take corrective criticism.
Right.
Corrective criticism without taking it personal. I ended up taking that and taking it in and going, okay, fine, cool, from the OGs that told me.
So but okay, I want to go back to the writing of jokes. Like fundamentally, like when you sit down and you know, okay, I got something I want to say.
Yeah.
How do you set it up? How does a comedian go through engaging that crowd real quick and then boom, hitting them with it?
Well, me personally, I had to live. I had to live in order to find material. I gotta talk to people. I gotta engage in things that are interesting and stuff like that in order to find something to talk about. Shout out to my man Chris Rock. Chris Rock reads 5 newspapers front to back every day. That's crazy.
Yeah, crazy.
You know
Still
what I mean?
Newspapers.
So everybody process is different. You know, I gotta be around people, and I gotta talk, and I gotta live, and I got to do things I normally don't do in order for me to find the funny in it or whatever, and then I deliver it to an audience, you know, and I try to, and not only just deliver it, I got to figure out how to deliver it.
Yeah, and that's the key too, right? You can have a funny joke, but if you don't know how to deliver it to the crowd, it's just words.
There's a lot of people out here that's doing jokes, but you don't remember them. You don't remember. You don't even remember the material. But they was funny.
They was funny.
But do you remember them? Can't even quote it. It's like you have to. There's a thing that has to connect with you and what you do, and that goes with anybody doing anything. A plumber to a person who tap dance, whatever it is. Who's tap dancing? Who's fixing my pipes? I want to know who it is. Whose podcast am I on? What makes it different? Are we just doing, is this a regular plumber? Or is this one where I'm like, man, I like this dude. This dude really know what he's doing. Knowledgeable, he cool, I feel comfortable. There's a lot of people that don't even know what the hell they doing in every job, but somebody liked them. And that's why they there. You know?
Yeah. I never thought of it
Yeah, people want people around that they like. You know, a lot of people with the circle that's a full circle is, to me, 80% talent. 40% talent, 40% who you know, but that 20% is what a lot of people lack, and that's why that circle won't connect. And that 20% is likability. You got to be likable in some kind of way. Somebody got to like you. You ain't even got to know what you're doing, and you can get hired.
Well, that's true too.
The 20%.
Yeah, I know a lot of business stuff too. A lot of times it's a lot of people that got money but don't have connections because their personality is not one that really connects with other people or resonates with other people. And sometimes it's somebody that is not financially as stable but good, but it's something that resonates, and the guy or woman is like, I want to work with you because I just like you. And people do business majority of the time, unless it's billions of dollars at stake, but with people they like.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of people get hired on that, being likable, you know. I remember one time this guy told me, he said, rich people's job is to floss, poor people's job is to critique. Rich people's job is to floss, poor people's job is to critique. So if a guy pulls up and he's got rims and stuff on his car and all this, there's a poor guy looking going, no, I would do this if you did that. And the rich guy listen to him and go, I'm going to go do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because you're appealing to those that don't have or whatever, but you claim you like it, but still people that don't have is looking at that. You know what I mean? And they have ideas, but if you can, I'm talking about business-wise. If you combine your business with people that, with regular consumers, just regular people, you'll have a successful business if you run it off of what people need. And that's all it is. And I think that's why a lot of big businesses have made it, like Target and Walmart and all these places.
To the regular consumer.
The regular consumer runs each business.
Yeah.
Like, and people need to know that your ideas are needed for a business, but at the same time, your ideas can start you a business.
So yours too. So think about this: your comedy. Did you ever think that one, where you would be here, but the more important part, that you would be writing for other comedians like a Conan O'Brien and stuff like that?
Nah.
Was that part of the plan, or it just?
Nah, that wasn't part of the plan at all. I was writing out of necessity. I didn't have jokes, so I just was
if
writing.
you didn't have jokes, how could you give somebody else jokes?
Yo, I'm telling you, at the beginning,
Okay.
I was like, didn't have nothing. I was like I was performing on fumes. I was just going on stage, just like, where the Capricorns at? Asking who birthday it is.
So wait. You get a show book and you didn't have.
I had no material. I would just go out there and talk or whatever. But then later on, I was like, man, I have to write. I can't keep doing that. I have to write. And so I just went crazy writing, just kept writing and writing and writing to the point where, other people began to take notice of how I wrote. I wasn't like a crowd favorite at all. I mean, I was always kind of odd, and the way I delivered my material was different. And so I wasn't the crowd favorite, but I was a comic's comic. And a comic can look at me and be like, oh, nah.
Yeah, I get it.
He got a mind. If I did my style with his pen.
Boom.
And so I ended up linking with a lot of people like that.
But how hard is it to write from a personality? You know your personality. So if you got your stuff and you writing a joke and you got it, you know how to deliver it, you know the punchline and how to give it. But that same person that you're writing for, personality may be way different. So how do you assess how they will be able to, one, get the joke and then deliver it where it hits?
It's being around them and paying attention to them. Everybody's different. First of all, I wouldn't even take a writing job if it wasn't somebody that wasn't a character within themselves. You know what I mean? I wrote for a lot of people, from Nick Cannon, Cat, Tracy Ellis Ross, Diddy. I wrote for Ricky Smiley. I wrote for a lot of people on top of just other comedians I didn't gave punches to or whatever. But each one of these people that I named, they are characters within within themselves.
Yep.
So basically, all I had to do is really listen to them and then take them and apply structure to what they already was basically saying. And it just always worked out. That was always been my formula of writing, for other people, whatever. It's like taking who they are and applying it to, what they say. Instead of them just saying something, it's structuring what they said in order for it to come off to
hit right. So how did you connect with Conan O'Brien?
Man, I went on there as a guest to perform. I performed on a late night show as a guest. And after I got off stage, he came and talked to me for a little bit. And then 2 weeks later, he was like, man, Can you write for me?
2 weeks.
2 weeks later, he was like, man, can you write? Can you come write for me? And I was like, write what?
What you talking about? You already good. What you talking about?
But I'm not thinking like that. I'm thinking like I just write for my friends and people that Conan was like that was untouchable to me at the time. That was the Tonight Show. Like, I'm from the South Side of Chicago. I'm like, the Tonight Show. Like, that was crazy to me to even, first of all, to even go on it was crazy as a guest. And then to be working there, that was nuts to me. You can't even fathom nothing like that.
So you had two aha moments.
Yeah.
One, going on there.
Yeah.
Like when you got that call, tell me how that worked. Tell me how that get you on it.
Man, my manager called me and was like crying. And I was like, what happened? I was like, what happened? I was just instantly like, what happened? She was like, no, nothing. I think they want you to like work at the Tonight Show. And I was like, do what? And they was like, Conan want you to write for him. And I was like, write what? And she was like, write for him, like every day. I'm like, huh? I was like, get out of here. She was like, no, for real. I was like, so do I got to submit something? She was like, no, they just want you there Monday. huh? I was like,
so based on, so you go on.
Yeah, I went.
Let me walk me through this. So you get invited to go on. Kill it while you on there.
Kill it.
Then he invites you back. Did he talk to you in between
So
and
then
say that maybe this is what I want to do?
He came to my dressing room after I finished performing. Came to my dressing room and he was like, he started talking to me about parking spaces. He was like, hey, did you get a good parking space? And I was like, yeah, like it's a parking structure out there. Like everybody parking there. He was like, but did you get a good space? And I was like, yeah, it was cool. He was like, He was like, you like parking meters? I was like, yeah, all right. He's like, yeah, I hate them. He was like, especially when they want change. I liked when they went to credit cards. I was like, that was great. He's like, yeah, that's good.
So where's this going?
All right, man. Great job tonight.
Right. That's what, and he just left it at that.
I was like, all right. Yeah. And that was it. And then 2 weeks later, people was like, hey, he wants you here.
Wow.
And I was like, crazy. He has a sidekick by the name of Andy Richter that's on the show with him. Shout out to Andy. Mm-hmm. When he first started his late night show, he was looking for a host, right? And he went through all these auditions with all these different hosts. I mean, all the best top comedians came to audition to be his co-host. And he was just like, man, there was a couple that he liked, you know. But then he gets on this elevator and he's waiting on, and the elevator's going down. And Andy gets on the elevator and he's like mad. And Conan's just like, they don't know each other. Mm-hmm. Conan's like, what's up, buddy? And he was like, I had this audition, and he just started riffing about this audition or something that he had, mm-hmm. that he was angry about. And Conan just was like,
that you
hired him.
That's the ultimate elevator pitch.
Hired him.
That's the ultimate elevator pitch. Man, I'm so pissed right now.
But yeah.
And he get hired for the job. I'm just telling you why I'm mad.
But look, I'm gonna tell you something though. The reason why I'm even telling you that. See, back in the day, and that's what's up with like a lot of OGs and stuff, mm-hmm. We move and we have moved off anything that we do. We always moved off feeling, never money. It was never money. It was never how hot we was or how we was trying to be famous, and we had none of that in mind. Always feeling, and I think that's what's missing a lot of times nowadays. A lot of people. Chasing money, chasing fame, and they're getting it quickly.
But it's quick.
But there's no feeling. The feel, you don't even know how to feel your way through this process, you know? And a lot of people are missing that.
Can it get back to that, though?
I don't think so.
You think that is past?
I think that's about
so this is going to be the norm.
I think this is about to be the norm, absolutely. I just saw a story today that said the number one song in the country right now is AI.
Have you seen the stuff like that?
Yeah.
I saw AI with Umbrella.
Yeah.
It was Jay and it was Rihanna, but it was banging too. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie.
Hot to death.
I was like, but
no, the number one song in the country right now is a country song that's AI that is number one. And this black chick, I seen her make a song, and I think it's number one on R&B. AI. Nobody arranged the music. Nobody wrote the lyric. Well, you can write the lyrics and put it in, and you can arrange the music on AI, and then AI does the rest or whatever. But again, where's the human aspect? Where's the feeling? The feeling's gone. You know, there's no feeling there at all. You know, and a lot of music being made right now, there's no church in it. We came up on church. You can listen to Mary J. Blige right now and feel church. Yeah. You can listen to Jodeci, feel church. Genuine church. You can hear church in everybody's songs. Like nowadays, you just don't hear no church in it, you know. And church is a feeling, you know what I mean. And so that's just me. And I'm quite sure some other people out there probably feel like I feel, but I would love to get the feeling back. We would never have what we had. You can't chase what we had. No, that's gone.
But see that.
But the feeling. When you go to concerts and you see Erykah Badu and
Sade.
Jill Scott and Sade,
it's
goosebumps, bro. Feeling.
Goosebumps, man.
They are there for the feeling that you felt before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's how it is. When you go see Wu-Tang or Nas, it's the feeling that you feel, and that's what's missing, and that's what you want people to have in their music. So later on, when they go see this, they'll have that feeling. You know what I mean? And so,
do you think that's why right now, when you look at, and we go stay with the music,
yeah,
a lot of the older artists, whether that's R&B or hip hop, are now selling out and really, I think from a concert perspective, outside of the Chris Browns and the Beyoncés and stuff like, look at the old school artists now. You just we recently got the tour set up with with New Edition, with Boyz II Men and Tony Braxton. But more people now are going back to those kind of shows. Like, and those older artists right now are benefiting from that. Is that the feel you talk? You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, that's exactly the feel, man. It's the feel, because these moments, this music, and I tell people this all the time, music is bookmarks in life.
I like that.
You know what I mean?
I like that.
Yeah, it's bookmarks in life. When you heard this song, it set a bookmark in your life. You remember your prom song. You remember your draft song. You remember your first love. Those are bookmarks.
When you got your heart broke
When you got your heart broke song. I remember myself. I remember this girl broke my heart. I sat with my radio and played DeBarge. Time will reveal.
Right? Hey, mine was make me a believer.
Make me a believer.
By Luther. Bruh, I'm playing that thing on the cassette. I'm like, man. When I hear that song to this day, it takes me to a place. I'm like, man. It's that song, as soon as I hear the first chord, the beat drop, I'm like, man.
Yeah, take you there, boy. You be like, ooh. Man, I'm like,
no, she can see me now. She can see me now.
Yes, sir. No, I'm telling you, man, that's what music does. Just like what just happened right now between me and you. We felt that. We went right back to that moment. And that's what it's about.
I'm going to give you a real good one. So back in the day, at the crib in the 80s, you have usually one TV. If your parents had one in the room, I don't know how that happened. Yeah, right. So you had dinner and everybody would watch shows on TV. Miami Vice was about, and my father wanted us to watch it. And at the scene at the beginning, when Phil Collins and they driving in the car at night, the Miami streets, and the beat is just building and building. And then all of a sudden, the drum comes. To this day, when I see that, and it takes me back one time when it was mother, father, my sister, myself, just got done eating dinner. We may have had some popcorn. You know what I'm saying? They sitting on the couch, we sitting on the floor. And all of us as a family were sitting there watching this show.
Right. And that's what that song did for you. It brings your memories back of your family. And that's all I be asking about artists to this day. Like, make some music the family can listen to. Not a song where you got to tell your kid to go put their headphones on and watch their iPad while you play this. Make some music that everybody can listen to together. You know what I mean? For me, the Winans. I remember the Winans. Anything the Winans, like the not BB and CC, the OGs, like that will come on, man, and it just takes me right back to me and my mom on the bus going to church. Coming home, playing this, not having no money, not having nothing, and playing this all the time, man. It'd be all over in the morning. We used to listen to that all the time. Anytime I hear Winans, I just remember that. And so, but it's family, and it was just me and my mama all the time. So anytime I hear that, it takes me back.
It takes you back. It also takes you back. So my father drove the bus, right? In Toledo. But on the weekends in the summer, a lot of the other families would get together at other people's houses to have barbecue.
Nice.
So you had the families, you had the kids running around, and then in the late 70s, early 80s, all the music was playing all the time. So when you had the Stylistic, the Barges, all Luthers, and you had Isley Brothers, all these songs that were played, Tina Marie, and it just. When I hear these, like you talk about, I hear these songs and I go back to the barbecues in the summertime. Kids running around, we don't know, but we know. And the parents are just there. And I don't know. and again, I'm not in every neighborhood, of how relevant that still is.
Man, I don't know.
On a
neither.
consistent basis like it was back.
Yeah, I don't. I tell you, I don't know neither. But I tell you one thing I haven't heard. I ain't heard nobody at no family reunions. I ain't heard that at all.
In a long time.
Man, I can't even. Ain't nobody even invited me to. My family still do family reunions.
Right.
My family do. They still get T-shirts and all of that. They do it all the time. I don't know how many families still do that. I really haven't heard it. But again, that's what that music does. That's what that era was. It was about feeling and being present. You know what I mean? And nowadays, like I said, a lot of technology, and I'm a victim of it too. It isolates you. It keeps your thoughts. It keeps you centered on your phone and what you're looking at and what you're doing, and keeps you from not being engaged with people around you. And you know what I mean. And so, yes, it's just a different world right now. You know, and my complaining ain't gonna do nothing. It ain't gonna do nothing at all. It's just what I wish.
But
you know what I mean? And so I
opportunity.
don't mean no harm to nobody. It's just what I wish.
But you got an opportunity, and I know you use, like you talked about bookmarks. But then when you do your specials, you're talking about evergreen and how important that is to you.
Yeah.
And kind of keeping your comedy is not I'm not gonna talk political. Pop culture is one thing. If it's relevant, you'll talk about it. But how did that come to kind of shape and form who you are when you use the word evergreen with your comedy stuff?
It just keeps me. I always wanted to do comedy that wasn't dated at all. Like I always wanted to do something where you can put it on 15 years from now and watch it, and it's just as relevant as it was then. You know what I mean? And so I've just always been a fan of that kind of comedy. I love comedy that's for that time and era too. You know what I mean? Because I don't do it, so I love to watch other people do it. So I'm not against it at all. Me personally, that's what I do. You know, because like one of my favorite comedians of all time is Dave Chappelle, and I've had the honor to be friends and work with him and tour with him and do a lot of things with him or whatever. And he does a lot of things that's in the moment, that's time, you know. And nobody can do it better than him. He's like the GOAT at it, and I love watching him, you know. And I want to do that sometimes, you know what I mean. But
what holds you back?
I think that's just not me in a sense, you know. I think I'm more of an observational kind of guy, you know what I mean? And so I just stick with my lane and do a lot of observational comedy.
So if you stick with your lane, but you made the transition from going from a comedian to an actor.
I mean, this is true.
So see what I'm saying? Like the growth part of it.
Yeah.
You say this is who I am, but yet and still.
No, this is facts.
You're over to the.
This is facts.
That transition is there. So how was that transition for you? And we've seen it because the blueprint before you had Richard Pryor, of course, back in the day doing his thing. Yeah. Of course, Red Fox doing his thing, but you seen it. The blueprint was there, but yet in your mind you said, "No, I'm just a comedian. I'm a comedian." At what point did it cross over and you say, "You know what? I can try my hand at this acting"?
Well, I always wanted to act. That was like something I always wanted to do, but I just didn't have the money for it. You know, I couldn't go to acting school. None of that. None of that. Here we go with my feeling again. I had to feel the way that it felt. So yeah, that was it. That was something that I always wanted to do, and it was, you know, I always just felt like, you know, it'll get me there. Comedy would get me there eventually, you know. But I had to just make sure that I did the work. You know what I mean? And one thing about acting, it's not like you complete the work. You're always working hard to stay in that zone and learning. It's always a learning experience when it comes to acting, you know what I mean? And I'm still learning to this day, you know, but I feel like the more that I do, whether it be on a big scale or a small scale,
It's reps.
There we go. It's all reps. It's all reps. And so I love the reps that I have on any platform in order to keep working and keep learning and learning how to make decisions and be more comfortable in my decision making. And I love it. I love it.
So, but was it hard because basketball player, athlete, people put you in the box.
Yeah.
If you do something else, they look at you like you're crazy. You know, not more so now they've accepted that part of the athletes can do more, but because you are a comedian, when you go to acting, I remember Ice Cube always talking about how they wanted to kind of typecast him in roles. For you being a comedian, it's the funny guy role.
Yeah.
But you were able to do that on Blackish, but then you transition that, Charleen Boy, right? More dramatic.
Yeah.
Take me between the two because you're here funny, and here this is more drama.
Yeah. Well, when it comes to switching over to drama or whatever, it was. You can study all day long, you know, to be a dramatic actor. At the end of the day, it ain't gonna do nothing if you don't have the opportunity.
Okay.
Somebody got to give you the opportunity in order to show how you can pull this off.
You got the chops to do it.
Right. So that's what happened with me in a sense. You know, the opportunity presented itself where somebody believed in me enough to go.
Who was that person?
James Samuel.
Okay.
James Samuel, director, writer, composer. Yeah, he made The Harder They Fall and The Book of Clarence.
Okay.
He actually did one of the last songs with D'Angelo too. Rest in peace, D'Angelo, on the Book of Clarence CD. Him and Jay-Z and D'Angelo on a song together. I think it's the last song D'Angelo made. Shout out to James. James is a visionary all the way around the board. And you know, when it came to dramatic acting, he looked at me and was like, I think he can pull this off. You know, when I was going, are you sure? And he was going, yeah, I'm sure. Are you sure?
Dramatic.
I'm like,
that's a whole different dynamic.
It's different. But I knew I can do it, but I just didn't know I can do it until I did it. And then I was like, oh, I felt like I can do it because our comedians are based off pain. You know, all our jokes is something drastic that we went through, whether it be small or big, but it's pain. Ain't nobody coming to see us go, hey, yeah, I'm happy. My life is great. And man, my wife's good. My girlfriend's good. My job is good. My kids. Ain't nobody coming to hear that. So it's based off pain and, you know, things of that nature. So I just always felt like if you could take that pain and use it to become a character, then if I could figure that out, then I'll be okay. And I think I did figure it out. And I'm still working. I'm not saying I figured it out, but I'm able to vanish in these roles, you know, as much as possible.
So now you marry the two because you're still going on tour. So does the dramatic acting enhance and help you with your stand-up comedy, or does your stand-up comedy help you with being more a better dramatic actor?
Nah, they different. Because comedy is more therapeutic.
Okay.
It's like my thoughts.
But even on stage, your presence on stage, like being a dramatic actor, now does that help you when you're on stage, like maybe deliver something different? Nothing.
No, acting is an escape.
Okay.
That's something totally different. For me, that is. Like I'm escaping. I'm getting away from anything comedy related, except for like if it's a comedy that I'm doing, then yeah, I definitely want the timing of comedy, how to time
so that does come into play.
That comes into play. My timing comes into play, my comedy timing. But if it's not a comedy, then yeah, my hardest job is pulling back. You know, like because you always I'm so used to delivering the punchline that it's like they, you know, with dramas, they like, no, we don't need you to do none of that. Sit down. Yeah, relax. You know, you go, oh, okay. I got to constantly go, okay. you know, things of that nature.
Well, Charleen's son, that was a little bit different because that was closer to you.
Yeah, that was there. And see, that's what I mean. That's therapeutic. You know, when I shot Charleen's Boy on Netflix, it was me. I shot it a year after my mom passed away on the same day, September 10th. It was on the same day. September 10th. She passed on September 10th. I shot it on September 10th a year later. That was the first anniversary of her death. I didn't want a crutch. I didn't want people, woe is me and me, you know, so I wouldn't mention. So
you didn't mention it at all?
I didn't mention that and nothing. I went about my whole business to the end of the special.
But how was that shooting on that day from an emotional perspective?
It was terrible. It was terrible. I didn't even want to do it. It was terrible because that wasn't the plan. The plan was not to dedicate a special to her. Like, that just wasn't it. But all the things that happened made it that way, and I would not look back. I believed in the process, and it came out the way that it was. But man, I wasn't supposed to shoot in New York. I wasn't supposed to shoot on that day. I wasn't supposed to do nothing. See? But I had to. So when you do these specials, you got to pick and choose a place that you're going to shoot the special, right? If you tour the whole year, which I did, and you tour at every city, you ain't got a city left to shoot in.
Right.
So I did every city except for New York. And I was like this, okay, so where I'm going to shoot at? And they was like, man, the only place you didn't shoot was New York. And I was like, really? The only place you didn't tour was New York. And I was like, really? And I was like, New York, they rough sometimes. You know, sometimes I do good, sometimes I ain't sure, man. I mean, I love New York, they love me, but
yeah,
I don't want to shoot a special in New York because I don't know what New York I'm gonna get, especially in Brooklyn. I didn't know if I was gonna get Righteous Brooklyn, Biggie Brooklyn, Gentrified Brooklyn. I didn't know what Brooklyn was going to
Right, damn.
And they all came. It was all of them came. And so I was just like, and so they was like, we got to find a venue. And I was like, man, let me do Radio City Music Hall. And they was like, it's all booked up, this booked up. And they was like, we found a place. And it's in Brooklyn. It's King's Theater. And I said, oh, okay. That's cool. How many seats? They're like 3,200, 3,300, something like that. 3,500, 35. I was like this. Oh, okay. It's a little bigger than what I wanted, but that's fine. Right. I was like, what day? September 10th.
Oh.
I was like this. Nah, I'm good.
Really?
And they was like this. Well, you have nowhere else to shoot. And I was like, we can't find nothing. I was like, nope, no other city, nowhere. Everything booked, everything gone. New York, September 10th. Bro. Or we're not gonna shoot.
It was meant to be. It was meant to be.
And I had to accept that. I went from, oh man, this like, no, I can't do that. Ain't no way in hell I can do that. To a voice coming to me and just going, man, dedicate this whole thing to her. Like, dedicate this. Just make this about her. This is her. Change the name of your special and dedicate the whole thing to her. It's a reason why you got this date. It's a reason why this is the only place you can shoot. It's a reason. And I said, all right, I'm going to change the name. Call it Charleen's Boy. We're going to shoot September 10th. And I am going to go out there and I am going to give it the best I can. And that's exactly what I did.
So when you walked away and got done shooting from that, so I know you put a lot of thought, but the emotion into kind of how this show was going to be choreographed, so to speak. But when you finally got done with it, what was the first thing you did?
It collapsed. I was weak. Collapsed.
Mentally weak or physically weak? Both.
I was both. Collapsed. And then I had to shoot another one. Because you shoot 2 specials in one day.
Right.
So I had to go back out and do it again. And that's when I did what I did at the end. Because I didn't do that at the end on the first show.
Okay.
I did at the end on the second show. Because the first show I just left and collapsed. And was like hurt. And then the second show, that's when I said what I said that made it into the.
What'd you say?
The thing. I think I was just like, yo, I want y'all to understand what this day is, and yo, you have no idea what the comedian goes through. You know what I mean? And I'm glad you all having a good time, but you have no idea what I'm going through right now. And letting them know my mom passed a year from this. I ain't know I was gonna say none of that. Yep, it just happened, and so yeah, it just came about. And like I said, I went with the process. It all came out like that, and had no idea that I was gonna resonate to so many people who have lost their parents. And I remember this woman came up to me and she was like, "Man, welcome to the club," and she said, "Welcome to the 50 Club." That's what she said. And I was like, the 50 Club? And she was like, oh, yeah. She was like, a lot of people in their 50s lose their parents because their parents hit 70 and 80 years old and stuff like that. So yeah, a lot of people lose their parents in their 50s. She was like, so this is just evolution of life, and welcome to the 50 Club. And I was at a car lot and went in some minivan and cried. I was like this, thank you very much, man. But I just went, the car stickers and stuff. I just went in the van, dog, and just like, and then the dude opened the door like, you like this? And closed the door. Bro,
you ain't got a clue, bro.
And then the dude opened the door and he was like, you all right? And I was like telling him what happened. And the salesman started crying.
Did he?
And yeah, because he lost his mother probably like 2 years earlier. And then he was like 56. And so, yo, for real, it was like this whole thing or whatever that was like, wow. And so many people resonated with that, man. And it just became a thing, man. And, you know, it was like a super love fest and still is to this day, you know, a love fest with anybody that, you know, lost their parents, you know, in their 50s. And like I said, I had just turned, you know, I was just like, I was like, this is crazy, you know, to be a part of it. I didn't even know this was a thing like that, you know what I mean?
That's the first time I heard that, though. Because welcome to the 50 Clubs usually when you get 50 and you turn 50. But she looked at it from a whole different...
It was a whole different thing. I never heard nothing like that. It was crazy. So,
well, you talk about New York, so I wanted to do this because I know about New York. But, okay, so I want to do these, this quick little... quick question and answer. First thing come to mind. Okay, so this might be it. You might already answered it, but toughest city you get a laugh in.
Toughest city to get a laugh in?
Yeah. Like just hard, no matter
Memphis.
You just
Memphis is good. I love Memphis. I love performing in Memphis too, but boy, you better not come down there with that BS, buddy. Shout out to Memphis, Jack. They gonna get you right.
Yeah. Most underrated comedian working today.
The most underrated comedian
working today.
Most underrated comedian working today that I think is hilarious.
Yeah, this is on you. Whatever you think.
Underrated?
Maybe doesn't get the love that they deserve.
Oh, I'll tell you somebody I think is... I would never want to follow this dude, even right now. Shout out to my guy, Tony Roberts.
Yeah, I saw some stuff online with Tony.
Somebody, if Tony Roberts on stage and I'm next, we got to put somebody between us.
Okay.
I'll be like, no, you go on, and then I'll follow you. Let Tony go, then you go, then I'm going to go. Like, yeah, that's a boy. That boy's a beat. He always has been. That's one of my great friends, man. Back in the day, you know, starting up. He was in Detroit. I was in Chicago. But boy, that boy is vicious.
Yeah, he's vicious.
Jeez.
Yeah. Your go-to Old Spice scent.
My go-to, I like the Fiji. The Fiji.
Plug.
And the cocoa butter. Man, that's a given, right?
Hey, I'm just glad they didn't put you on the horse, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, but dude was rolling for a minute, though.
I ain't sexy enough for a horse. Man, I could be on a goat or something.
Okay. Right now, all this up. One celebrity you still dying to work with.
One celebrity I'm still dying to work with. As far as like filming or something, man.
Filming, it could be comedy, could be whatever.
Man, Denzel. I would love to work with Denzel. I have the honor to work with so many greats. The only person I think I haven't worked with is Denzel and Jeffrey Wright.
Oh, Jeffrey.
I would love to work with Jeffrey Wright. Jeffrey Wright is that
incredible
guy.
But he's incredible, man.
And Angela Bassett. I would love to work with Angela Bassett.
Bow down.
Yep.
Okay. So give me 4 faces. Mount Rushmore comedy. 4 faces.
4 faces of
Mount Rushmore of
a lot passed away.
Don't matter.
It don't matter.
Nope.
Red, Fox, Richard, Eddie.
Mm-hmm. That 4th one. Come on.
That's it. George Garland.
Really?
George Garland. George Garland is one of the sickest minds ever did it. Ever did it. Definitely that.
Okay.
And that Red Fox is tied with Dave Chappelle. Too.
Okay.
Dave is like, I want everybody to protect Dave at all costs. He is so important because he is allowing us to say what we want to say, not be canceled, be free. And because of him not having any endorsements and no networks telling him what to do or anything like that, he can just say and do whatever he wants to do. You know what I mean? And man, we need him at the forefront in order for us to be able to, be free and live up to our Fifth Amendment. And I think it's great to have. I got I had this show, like the series. It's called like Funny Knowing You. These comedians that I have on there, I have them like talking about their lives. I interview them right from their parents meeting to where they are right now. Not just comedian, like interesting people. Period. Right. And every answer they give is real, but every answer is funny. It's almost like they doing a whole new hour of material about their life. You know what I mean? So they go through each question I give them, they give me the funniest answer that's real about their life, right? And it is so crazy, dog, how they get down and the influence that they had and all the people that helped them out and all the things that they did up until this point or whatever. And Dave, he hasn't done it yet, but Dave has one of them stories, dog, that is like insane.
It's still crazy to me that Dave lives in Springfield, Ohio, bro.
And don't care.
It's bananas.
No.
And people that don't know Springfield is in between Columbus and Dayton. Okay, it's in between. All right, that's crazy. But last one, since you've been out here in L.A., biggest difference between Chicago and L.A. Biggest difference between the two.
Food. You ain't gonna find a kale salad in Chicago.
In the suburbs. Northbrook.
But they gentrifying like the city, the downtown area. You might be able to find one now, but man, I think the food and definitely the people. The people. Chicago is more straight to the point.
Midwest, man.
Midwest people, straight to ain't no games, and we ain't gonna waste no time with you. A lot of LA people, and I ain't gonna say LA people that moved here that ain't from LA. They'll tell you everything good and it ain't. So I think that's the difference.
Man, it's interesting too. But I think that people that, if you know some people from LA though, like in the heart of LA, it's real people. But then you get caught up into the high. I said, people, you come out to LA, it's a lot of transient people that moved here that now that lived here. But you got to go to the real LA to kind of really see the authenticity of it, but also the culture.
Yes,
it's so much culture in LA, but you got to get out of the Hollywood and the West LA and all that kind of stuff to really see it.
In order to see it, but and they are the real LA people are they are the best all the way around the board, authentic. The culture is great, all that, you know, and people like me and other people that move here, you got to respect that.
You got to respect.
You got to respect the LA culture. Don't come out here trying to change nothing. This is how it gets. This how they get down, and I love it. You know, I love LA and the people that's from LA.
Well, you know, man, I appreciate you taking the time to do this, but I wanted to wrap this up with this too. Is it? I think it's true that your first opportunity to jump on stage, somebody bet you $50.
Yeah,
somebody bet you $50, right, to get up on stage.
$50.
$50. So now, where you're at now, what would you tell that young man back then that jumped on stage for $50?
What would I tell? Man, I think I would tell that young man that jumped on stage that trust your instincts, and it's about to be all right. It's gonna be all right. Like, promise you, trust your instincts. Yeah.
On that, that's it right there, bro.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you dropping through. It's been a minute, but I'm glad you
appreciate
we gotta smoke that cigar.
Yeah, let's get it.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, man.
It's been great, man. Make sure you check out Deon's latest Netflix special, Okay, Mister. You can see him in the new series, The Madness, on Netflix. Funny Knowing You on YouTube, and of course, watch him on Average Joe on BET. He's on tour right now. Go to his website for tickets. Deon Cole, my man. Thank you, brother. This has been big time, man. Big thanks to Deon again. Go see him on tour. Check out his special. Support everything he's doing. He's one of the real ones, but I'm telling you, Midwest all the way. And thanks to all of you for listening. This is Jim Jackson Show. You can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, or wherever you get your podcasts. We appreciate you.